Good morning, Country Club. How are we this beautiful morning? Welcome to another day in paradise. Good morning, Mike Whaley, Mr. Buttram. Carl's in here early this morning. Brian Vines, Map Rose 6. John Mack, Trolling for Dollars. Mr. Matrix Clones in the house. Minnesota Maker. And Alan Moritz from down below. Vince made it in here. He's working this morning. How are you, everybody? Everybody. We've been missing Mr. Brian Vines. He said he's going to be busy this week too, so he's just going to ignore the Country Club for the last week of morning shows. You know, that's okay though. Life happens. It is what it is. We love you anyway, Brian. We do. We love you anyway, buddy. All right. So, it is, what is today? Tuesday morning. Morning, Dragon Monk. How are you, Sean? It is Tuesday morning. Not Monday, but Tuesday. We are working toward the weekend already. Morning, Sean. Well, last night we interviewed Daniel Norey. If you missed that, then go check it out, because dude has done so much in the 3D printing community. I mean, hell, he's been doing it since 2011. You know, 7 years of 3D printing and being in the community. So, really need to check it out. Working on one for next week. Hopefully you'll think it's interesting. Well, Sean, Thursday is mail thing, you know, Thursday, so she might have something to say on there. Reluctantly. Matter of fact, adding more editing to my videos. Because, you know, when she's supposed to hit stop streaming, I don't know if you use OBS or not, but start recording and stop, or stop recording and start streaming are, you know, side by side on the controls over there. And she decided that she wanted to hit one of the others. I don't think you can actually change that, can you? I don't think so. No, you can't change the order of that. I wish you could. That would be awesome if you could change the order of your menu. So cool. But you can't. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. But yeah, if she gets mail, she's going to be on the mail thing Thursday. That's for sure. Absolutely. I'm hoping that we can, you're stoked today. What's up, Mapro 6? What you got going on, my friend? I know the delay's not that bad. Are you that slow? Got the MK3 clone going. Sweet, man. Did you put some video out on that thing? Come on. Really? You had to have. Vapes against the machines. That's what I'm talking about. My favorite Canardian comes in here and just puts it all out there. No, you got no video. Come on. We need some videos. You will this weekend. All right. All right, listen. Look, let me show you this. I'm hitting the subscribe button right now. There, it's done. You'll get a notification. Sweet, Bruce. Sweet. First. Cool, Sean. I'll have to check that out. Yep. No, lucky number 6. Wait, that's never been a saying. God dang it. Yeah. All right. You know, I didn't get to fly my drone the weekend. So I've got to do that. I've got to kill the batteries if I don't do anything but put it in the dadgum floor in here and turn it on. Take it out of GPS mode and just turn it on in the floor and let the fans run until the batteries die. Or let the prop spin. Why only 3 weeks, James? Why only 3 weeks? Why are you giving yourself a 3-week thing. Why is that? And is this the modular one that we'll be able to print? Oh, I got you. Yeah, they're lipos, and they've been in there for 2 months full charge, and because I had planned to go fly on a certain day, and just the raining. Cool, man. Cool. Now, are you going to release that, James? Are you going to turn that one loose into the wild? What's up, Mike? Midnight Giants in the house. Yeah, mine are full charged in the thing. I have to do that. Cool, man. Cool. That is so cool. Show them you have a great day, my friend. Hope you have a great day at work. I really do. Yeah, I've got some... I do want to tell you this. We're going to start off with this right here. I have some good news. Finally, I need to go get the other print. Finally was able to get the Hypercube to print the little cylinders without breaking them off. Finally was able to do that. Now, if you look, the thing prints great. Look, well, let me move it over here. Prints great through the back and all that stuff. But then if you look at the top of the wings, there's some vibration or something going on, and it's not even just at the top. Down, you know, midway of the neck here, starting here, it starts to vibrate some, and I don't know why that is. I need to understand what's going on. I can get the overhead camera. Let me see if I can get a little bit of put this on here. Where's my overhead? I need to put a button on the thing here. All right. As you can see, or maybe you can see, focus. Come on, camera, focus. Focus. How about I just set it there, then I move this to where I want it, then I'll focus it. There we go. See that banding at the top of the wings? I need to get rid of that. That's just nasty, Mapro 6. Those are nasty words. So, anybody got any ideas right off the top of their head what would cause this? Now, damn autocorrect. He understood what you meant. Why can't you post pics in the pic spam? Nothing's changed. Bo, nothing's changed. I don't know. I didn't take anybody's things away, and there's only one other person that can, and I promise you he hasn't done it either. So I don't know why you wouldn't be able to post that picture. I know that's shaking a little bit. Anybody got any ideas right off about the banding? Because the rest of the print looks really good. It really does. Let me back this up. Morning, Dom. How are you? Oh. Let me see. Clyde bot. All I've got is a Me 6. I don't know what Clyde bot is. Let me see here. No, let me go up to settings. Let me go to my settings on here and see. and I'll try to do that. Tired and in pain. There may be a size limit to the picture. That may be correct. Let me go to settings. Like I said, I don't know. And Scalda's not awake to help me out because I'm not a Discord expert. Yeah, it's a bot, but Clyde bot I've never heard of. It's Me6. Let me go to settings. That's my user settings. Where the hell are the server settings? Alright, so you posted a link. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. I guess it thinks you're flipping somebody off. I don't friggin' know. That doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm sorry. Alright, Brian Vines. Y'all stop. You're going to wake up the baby. I've got Discord on my laptop. So stop posting in Discord right now. She's been sick and not sleeping well. I forgot to turn it off on my laptop in there. And I hear it bleeping every time y'all posted. Tour de France. Okay. That's fine. I'm glad you're watching the Tour de France. Oh, come on. Nobody got nothing on the banding? On a Hypercube? Nobody? It's aggravating me. I watched. It's not vibrating. And the rest of the print is freaking awesome. The bed moves correctly. It's not in any pattern. Might be. What's up, Matt? How are you, buddy? But I need to know how to fix the banding. That's what I need. See that? Matt, can you see that? Morning, Joe Paddock. Let me get a little closer. Maybe you can see it then. See that roughness? That. But it starts right there and then quits. What's up, Robbie Mac? But it starts right, you know, about halfway up. Get over here. Halfway up, and then it's not a pattern. I thought it might have been lead screw wobble, but it's not. So I hear you, Brian Vines. You are correct. Yesterday, while we were at What Color Springs, yeah, it's printed on the Hypercube. All right, Michael, you have a great day at work, sir. Have a fantastic day at work. Yeah, it's printed on the Hypercube, and if you look on the inside, it's all. I mean, it's, you know, it's all the way through. It's not just on the outside layer there. But if you look at down below, it looks great. I don't get it. Good morning, beautiful. I don't know. I'm gonna check that today. This one I printed last night. I got it off of the bed when I came in because I couldn't get the feet to print because they were breaking off, and so I got this redone, and I got the feet and legs printing nicely, so now I can print the Terminator skull like I want to. Because those look pretty good. I could actually slow it down even a little more, man. Damn, slow that down so much. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will do that. Yeah, and I'm not getting rid of the G-code file. I put 2 on there last night with that latest slicing profile. and they both work really well, and I was going to take the rest of them off. Alright, so if I home it all, but the G-code files are there. But yeah, I've only got a couple of them on here. And I want to do, like I said, I want to do the, yeah, and I'm hoping not. I mean, I don't have any other lead screws, and that's pretty much, it's either that or bearings, but I don't know. Could be, Matt. So I guess I can open the same profile, rotate the model, and reprint the model at the exact same slice. That's what I may try to do. May try to do that. It got warm that day and then cooled off. Yeah, that was in the living room, so not so much. Not so much. Damn, internet's kicking this morning. Y'all ought to have good 720. Kicking it. But I will say, I am so happy now that this thing is printing these little circular columns and the feet and stuff. I can actually print stuff like that, because that was killing me, man. I saved the profile up, I think. Maybe I have to do. I'll do it on my laptop later. Oh, actually it was one thing, man. One friggin' thing that helped me. And it was actually two things. One was I turned on relative. Alright, brother. One thing was I turned on relative extrusion distance. And I also slowed down the layers under 15 seconds. Because, and I want to turn that back up some, because I turned it down to like 20%, and I want to go back to 50 like it is on the Prusa. But I think the relative extrusion distance helps out, because if you speed up, then you need your extrusion to speed up with it. And I think that's what was happening, is that when it was going around that little bitty circle, it wasn't extruding enough plastic. It was just pulling out what was there, and there just wasn't enough. And then the next line would be okay, then it would pull too much, and then the next line would be okay. Yeah, you did guess the layer timing. So yeah, I mean, that was a help. I mean, everybody helped for sure, because I had no clue. But it had to do with the filament being extruded at that time. So, did I get a thumbs down yet? Because, you know, I normally do have. Nope, not yet. Somebody's not awake yet. So, yeah, last night during the interview at 7 o'clock, like not even 30 minutes in, I had a thumbs down. For what? I didn't ask somebody's question. Did I miss somebody's question last night? Did I overlook somebody's question? I didn't think I did. I tried to get them all. I'm not buying no damn thing from you for $1. Oh, I know, Mr. Buttram, I know. I want to print something on this thing. I really need to take that off. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Yeah, did you see that? Watch this. I push it up. Watch the TiVo. When I let go, you see what happens? Yeah, Matt, and I saw that, man. I saw where you posted, and I figured you were talking about me. I didn't know, of course. You know, you could have been talking about a notification for something else. It just struck me funny that it was like right, you know, about an hour after I was freaking done with mine. And you're like, thanks, YouTube Red. I saw that tweet, man. I figured that was about my stream, but I appreciate it. I do. It was a good interview. I enjoyed interviewing Daniel. And you learn... It's not that you learn something new. Yeah, I bet. But it's cool to interview, and you can read so much about Daniel. And that's what I told him before we started. I was like, you know, it's hard to ask, and even after I reiterated, it's hard to ask you questions because we know pretty much everything. If you go to his website, you can find out pretty much everything about Daniel Noré. Okay? But it's not you interacting. And that's what I want these interviews to be, is I want them for people to interact with the people that they want to talk to. You know? What's up, Brian C? How's it going, buddy? That's what I want it to be. Because it gives people an opportunity that don't get to go to Murph or Earth or any of these maker fairs where these big names are at, to talk to these guys. And not only that, you know, what's up, Apocalypse Survivor? But like when I get Angus on here, okay, once I get him scheduled and Joe scheduled, you know, their chat goes by so fast sometimes. They just cannot keep up. I promise you it's because they just can't keep up with the chat. So I'm hoping that people will take the opportunities to ask and talk with these folks like they want to in their chat, but don't get to. And I really want those interviews to be that way. You know, when I have people on here from companies that are making printers or, you know, hot ends from Slice Engineering, I want people to interact with that person. Ask them questions. That's what they're there for. It's not for, you know, me to be Diane Sawyer and sit there and go, well, yeah, I know you had a strained relationship with your mother. No, I'm not doing that. That's not the type of interviews I want. I want the information you want to be in my interviews. I did talk last night a little bit with Daniel about because he wants to do a follow-up. Well, and so far, Bo, I haven't had a problem with keeping up with questions, as far as I know. You know, if I do, then I get slapped in the head because my wife slaps me in the head. But I try, even if I let one go by, I still go, okay, I remember I've got one up here I've got to go back to. Or, you know, I try to do that. But I want to set up interviews that y'all guys want too. Okay? Definitely not just YouTube creators, you know, famous ones. Because I don't really want to do that. Not really, it was just your pocket. I got you. Sure, Matt, we know how it is. And for those of you, and I know there's not many of you here yet this morning, but for those of you thinking that I'm trying to get subscribers by doing these interviews, I got one from Daniel Noré. One. There were several people in there that know him personally and know and follow Daniel personally. I got one interview, and he announced it on his Twitter. So don't think I'm doing it as a subscriber grab. If their subscribers look at it and go, hey, I want to subscribe, then so be it. But that's not what it's for. It's for you guys that are already subscribed that don't get to talk to them. You know? It's like Brian Vines when he went to the Maker Faire, and I'm using Brian as an example. He probably wouldn't have known who Shane from Prusa was if it wasn't for some of these interviews and stuff like that, for him to go when he went to the Maker Faire and go, hey, I know you, you're Shane from Prusa. He wouldn't have known that stuff. And that's what I want people to know. I want them empowered. When I got to Murph, dude, I knew nobody except for Joel Telling and Tom. That's it. I had seen Inside the Mind of Matt. I had not seen anything from Jackman. You know, I didn't know James from Print and Play, my favorite Canardian. Did not know him. I knew Glenn from Fun King. I knew Uncle Ron because I had met those. Yeah, I got you, Glenn. God dang it, I'm getting in there. You freaking lurker. But yeah, I did. You know, but I only knew a handful of people. You know, and Ron Hunt thought it was the coolest thing because he had no idea. And he walked in the door and I'm like, hey, there's Ron Hunt. You know, and he was like, I don't even think he was at 1,000 subscribers yet. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. So he had no idea, you know, that anybody would recognize who he was, which is cool. But I want you to know people. I want you to be like, hey, I talked to you, or, you know, that's the way it is. What's up, Martin? How are you, my friend? Well, if you but unsubbed, YouTube didn't register it yet, so. But don't think that I'm doing this for my edification. I'm not. I will do my research on the people that I want to interview, and that's why it was so hard to interview Daniel Noré, because when you do your research on him, you learn every freaking thing about him. Dates, times, places, everything. It's all on his website. He has a timeline of his 3D printing career with links to interviews and things of that nature that have already been done. You know? That's right, Mr. Buttram. I do too. You know? I can't either. I can't wait until March. And pretty soon, I am going to, for real, start what I want to work on for Murph, if I bring anything. It will be sweet. You just made one or you just bought one? Oh, I got you. You bought one and they're going to bring it to you when they come to Iceland. So Dan and his wife are coming to Iceland, and they're going to bring you your hot end. Well, you tell them the Kuntry Klub says hello. What's up, the Light Speed? How are you, my friend? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kuntry Klub. I hear you, Robbie Mac. I understand. But, and you know, for Angus and Joe and those guys that have a big YouTube presence, sometimes it's nice just to calm down and slow down and talk to people. Just to talk to people. You know? It really is. It is really cool for them to slow down and talk to folks. Because, you know, there's nothing they like better than 300 people talking to them all at one time. Nothing they like better. That's the way Glenn is. Glenn loves to chat on his live streams. He loves to just try to keep up with, you know, those people just spitting stuff at him. Your favorite is 3DP Iceland? What? Believe me, Martin's on the list. He's on the short list of people to be on here. All right. be a dancer. Well, and that's Matt is I don't know if you saw Joel's tweet last night or yesterday. A couple of people's actually. I think Brian Vines also had problems with that. And I don't know if it was PETG, it was just PLA just stuck too damn good. Yeah, and I told but Joel asked about PEI. I know with PETG and PEI you need some type of release agent, or you're supposed to. And maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe you need to put release agent on the freaking build tack, man, till it gets wore in. Because it will get wore down over time, you know, and it'll get a little bit smoother and it won't hold as good, but that's why I'm just sticking with just straight up PEI. Just straight up Ultim sheets. The one I put on the Hypercube EVO is a millimeter thick Ultim. Wow, and it still didn't want to let go? Damn. See, and I haven't. I haven't had any issues at all with any material. Everybody told me when I did the TPU on the PEI that it wouldn't. Floor laminate vinyl. Hey, that'll work. I don't know about the heat resistance. Well, that's it, Martin. That's another thing too. Is my problem is it's like a lot of folks. I get impatient. So I know the MK3 flex plate works really well. Morning, Jason. How are you, my friend? One issue with the one issue I have with the BuildTak PEI flex plate system is cost. It is prohibitive to some people to buy that BuildTak flex plate system. Wow. It's $25 for the plate. Yeah, but you know, to get that to get it to stick, don't you have to get other things? It's a system. It's not just $25. Oh, I got you. So you get the spring steel for $25. It just doesn't come with anything on it. Yeah, for the Prusa, yeah. But you can you know, you can get their plates as well. They're on sale on their page. That's true, Rob. That's true, Matt. Yeah, the whole system. Well, you know, that's true, and I'm not blaming that all on Prusa. But yeah, PEI sheets on spring steel should not be out of stock. I mean, but you don't want to overstock either. That's the thing. And I don't think they're out of stock with the PEI on them. I'm not sure, but I don't think they are. I can check though. Let's use just the MK3 printer parts right there. Nope, they're not out of stock. They are in stock. Spring steel with smooth double-sided PEI already attached. $29.99 plus shipping. That's what'll get you from Prusa. For us. Now, I don't know about Europe, but if I add mine to cart, let me go here, add to cart. Let's see what the shipping is on just the spring steel sheet, nothing else. I'm proceeding to check out. DHL is not bad. Okay, DHL is $19.73. So if I do that with the $19.73, it's $50 for one with the spring steel sheet and the PEI on it. Now if I want to do UPS, it immediately jumps to $57. So yeah. That's true, Matt. You are true. That is true. You know, I didn't even go check my dadgum order while I was there. Probably still on back order because I ain't got no email saying it's shipped. Nope, still on back order for both orders, which is fine. They said they were going to do the MMU2s at the end of July, so that's coming. Hopefully that will start coming out. You always bundle your purchase. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I did that. You know, and it was really funny. When I bought the MK42 heat bed and the Pender Pro, it was expensive. The shipping is still ridiculous from Prague to here. Now his DHL is not too bad. $19 is not bad. But I really can't wait until I get to work and start working, and then I can actually afford to buy printers to look at for you guys and with you guys at the same time. Because you know me, I'm going to build them and we're going to do it that way. So I can't wait to be able to do that again. To be able to just say, okay, well, I'll get that and we'll get it in here and get it built. I can't wait to do that. That's definitely on my list of to-dos. Alright, Venturi 3D printers just popped up here. It reminds me, their Kickstarter should be kicking off soon. Soon. I believe he said around the 17th or the 18th for the Venturi 3D printer. Alien 3D, the Alien UFO boxes. If you haven't signed up, do so. The Kuntry Klub code still works for 15% off now and every month thereafter. So, get her done. And Slice Engineering, if you haven't bought their Mosquito Hot End, go do it. And I'm not getting kickbacks from anybody. Well, I will say this. Alien said that he's going to send me a box every month. But that was not asked for, and he will get my opinion on the boxes every month. Now, I have not done my due diligence when it comes to testing all of the stuff that come in here. You know, as most of you know, right after Earth, it's been spending time with family that came to see us, so. No, I agree. I agree with that statement, Matt. I really do. I really, really do. Because, and I was actually told this, if you don't own one of their printers, they don't want to have to support their products on something that you built that they have no control over. They're not in the product business, they're in the printer business. So, or parts business. They're not in the parts business, they're in the printer business. So they sell printers. So when you buy a printer, then you get to be able to buy parts to fix it if it goes wrong or you do something stupid. But they don't want you to be able to build their printer without buying their printer. And that's another reason for the pricing as well. There is Orballo printing, and their bed and their parts are fantastic. Oh yeah, absolutely, Bruce. But you can also get on AliExpress and buy a MK42 or an MK52 bed. I think they're like 25 bucks. They're not that expensive. You can buy them from AliExpress. Matter of fact, we posted in one of my videos, we posted the link to AliExpress for the MK52s. And Orballo is selling them now, and they're the exact same board. So, I mean, they use the exact same pictures that were on AliExpress. So, you know, Orballo, however you want to say it, doesn't make their stuff in-house. They get it made and sent to them as well. So, it is what it is. Exactly. Exactly. And that makes sense for printed solid. You know? They're not in the CR10 parts business. That's a good thing. And you pay a little bit more for that customer service that you're going to get from them. You know, I can source every part, well, except the frame. But even that, you can source every friggin' part. Okay. For the MK3 on your own. I think Skalda actually did it. I think he got every part, even the parts to make the power panic circuit that's in the power supply. He even got the board for that. Now he's got to solder all the components on, but the board is already done. He got all the components, everything's there. So he's got to put it together. So yeah, I mean, you can do that. But then you're not going to get the customer service. You're not going to get the proven reliability. You know, and I kind of understand what you're saying there, Bo, but made me puke is kind of harsh. Back in your pocket audio only. That's fine. That's fine, Matt. But you say you don't get the same level of quality, and on some of the stuff that's true. Okay? Some things that's true. But a lot of this stuff is made in China that goes into these kits. Now, and I'm not even talking about Chinese kits, okay? A lot of this stuff is made in China. Almost as good as Bassmasters. Well, it's not even that it's a strong word. My thing is, those parts have to get made somewhere. And even if you buy from a U.S. distributor, like Printed Solid, who sells the CR10S, no, but you can't. You can order the power supply with the power panic in it, the 24 volt that comes with the power panic already in it from Prusa. You can't order just the board for the power panic, no, but you can order the power supply. For the power supply. Let me see. I think it's like 80 bucks. Shop. 3D printer parts. MK3 printer parts. There's the stepper motors. Power supply. $89.12. 24 volt, 240 watt power supply with power panic, switch, and all already wired in it. Everything's done. Switch, wiring, everything. You got the 4 wires coming out, your 2 mains, and your power panic stuff. So 89 bucks. Plus shipping. It's the same price as the MK52 bed. So that is exactly right. You can buy every bit of it already ready-made once you buy a printer. No, but see, Bo, here's the thing. You can't make any money doing that. See, that's the problem. That's not a business deal. That's a, I'll do you a favor and buy it. You know what I mean? I don't know, Mapro 6. We can talk about that offline. I need to see about what the rules are on that. Can I buy you a power supply? You know what I mean? Because they have it only open to people that buy their printers, and I don't want to get on their bad side either. You know? No, it's not that. It's not that, Bo. But at $89 plus the shipping, which is going to be another 20 bucks. So it's going to be $100 and something for a power supply. For not even a really powerful power supply. It's 240 watts. This 24 volt right here. Let me see. 24 volts, 15 amps. This is a, what, 360 watt power supply. It was $19 for a 24 volt, 360 watt power supply. So to pay $100 for a 24 volt, 240 watt power supply, even though it's got Power Panic in it, it's kind of expensive. Especially now with the firmwares having Power Panic almost built in. If you buy a Duet, I can pay $160 for a Duet Wi-Fi that has it all built into the board. That's true, but you can build that same capacitor board, okay? And that's what the capacitors do on the Duet. You can set 3 different variables on the Duet for power off or zoom, okay? So basically, when it falls to, say you're, right, exactly, Falcon 27, it's not complicated and really cheap to make. It's just, you know, got to get the parts and solder them on a board. That's it. But on the Duet, you can set when it writes to the file, when it writes to the resume file. So say you're at 24 volts. When it drops to 23.1, you can say write the file. It writes the file and lifts the head at that point. And then to power everything down, you can set another voltage, and then if the power comes back on for auto resume, you can set another voltage. So you can set 3 different voltages to control your power off resume on the Duet Wi-Fi. And for another $50, if you're not running a Prusa, you have a pretty much jam up board. I mean, you know. So it's all built onto the board itself. Not even in the, or it's in the firmware. It's not even in the power supply. So you don't have to have the Power Panic on the power supply. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be coming to Marlin. That code for the Power Panic will be coming to Marlin. I don't know. I know that it works really well on the Duet. It really does on just the board. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I hope everybody's having a great day. I am. Nobody has even tried to help me. Well, a couple people tried to help me on my dragon here. But I guess I'm just going to have to reslice it. Rotate it, reslice it, and see if it does it exactly the same at the same height. Which sucks because I don't really want to take that long to wait for a print to get done. What's wrong with it Look at the wings. All right, down below, if you notice, it printed good. Now my small columns are still a little bit, but the tops of them got a lot of banding, and it's a Core XY, so it's not the bed going back and forth. So I don't know what's happening. Shut your mouth, red light. Oh, I saw them all, Bo. I did. Simplify 3D. Just trying to solicit some more, because there's other people in here now. Well, here's the thing with the Prusa firmware getting into Marlin. Oh yeah, no doubt it does, James. That's absolutely correct. What I was saying is, Mapro 6 was wanting to buy a Prusa power supply. Well, it's not that strong of a power supply to begin with, and for the cost, it'd be cheaper just to build the circuit yourself. I inside out, and I coast to an end and wipe on. Yes. At least I believe I do. I have to go check, but yeah, I do believe they are. That's the only thing I was, you know, if you can get it on a board on a 32-bit board for, you know, $40 more than you can just get their power supply, then that's what I would do, to me, because then you get a better board and all in one. And believe you me, now that I've got the firmware, I've learned the firmware, I don't really like outside in. I've never liked outside in, but I can try that and see. No coast and outside in. I'll try that too. I know the outside in has a great effect on stringing, but I didn't know about the I've had really bad results with outside in on the outside layers. Oh. Not so many people up this morning watching Morning Coffee. Guess everybody thought I had to go to work today. Hopefully we got announcements this morning. No, this is not on the MK3. This is on a Hypercube EVO. No, my MK3 is kicking butt. That's true. That's true, Falcon 27. Oh, okay. Getting ready for work from home? Okay. What happened, Red Light? You're supposed to be streaming that crap, remember? Oh, it did help? Okay, cool. I mean, I've been, that's what I did yesterday. As a matter of fact, I did a temperature tower. A stringing tower. I know. Still, 6 or 7 short. Hopefully everybody's okay. But it is summertime. A lot of people do vacations and stuff during summertime too. Have to watch that. Brian Vines has been on vacation for like a year. So we'll see. We'll see how the changes go, because that, you know, that's things that I want to. I know it's in the slicer. It's not in the firmware anymore. I think I've got the speeds and the jerk set correctly in the firmware, and they do a really, really nice job. And this was also printed at 80 millimeters a second, so, or 100 millimeters a second. I have to check. Maybe 100 millimeters a second. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Thank you for the suggestions to everybody, not just the light speed. Thank you a lot. I will say, let me go get it. Let me go see if I can see it. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, post your eyes to the front door as Fernando Pena has entered the building. Man, it's hard coming up with new stuff to say about you, man. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, Bo. Alright, Bo. Take care of your finger. Quit sticking it to soldering irons. Alright. So here's my temperature tower, or my stringing tower that I did. With absolutely, I didn't touch any stringing or anything. And this turned out great. You can see a little banding on the small circles, which I understand. You know, at 80 millimeters a second, you gotta get it slowed down. But these are solid. They're attached really well. They're not brittle at all. So I knew I had it when I got that. Okay, when I got that right there, can you ask for much better? Scale that up in what? Oh, I got you. Just scale it up in Z to make these taller. But no stringing, no nothing. Got it dialed in. I mean, the thing printed the size of the dragon. Yeah, I could do that. But it works. It works really well for no stringing and that type of thing. So all of that is fantastic. I have to do it after, though. The profile's in there on my laptop. I didn't upload it to my local drive, and I don't want to try to do a remote desktop and all that stuff with the network in here. So, but yeah, that turned out so well. Now, here is another shining thing that I got yesterday afternoon, that I started yesterday. This beauty right here, and I know it's still not perfect. I'm still tweaking. But this one, okay, here, let's compare, okay? Let's compare this one. You look at the holes in the top, the strings down. Now, I hit this one with a lighter to melt some of the stuff in here. This one had a lot more stringing to it, okay? And then here, this one hasn't been touched with anything. You can see a couple little strings down in there, but for the most part, this made me happy. Very happy. And I still can tweak some of this stuff. But the HEVO little monster printed this. And my overhangs and my bridging and everything were friggin' fantastic. I was so happy with the comparison. Now, I do got a question. How can I get the nice glossy color? And I think it has to do with heat. The nice glossy color instead of the nice matte color. Because everything, 6.5 hours. This is a 250% benchy. So 6.5 hours, I think, is what this took. Oh, let me see. 6 hours, 48 minutes, and 32 seconds. Lower temperature. Okay, lower the temperature to get this. Okay, I got you. So I may try that. I need to try a regular size benchy on the HEVO little monster. You know what's really funny about people give me a hard time about the number of frogs that I printed. And I was talking to Daniel last night before the interview, and they actually, that's what they used. before he wrote the Benchy, that's what his company used, was the Tree Frog. They used the Tree Frog before he did any of that. Yeah, no, absolutely 1000% better on that Benchy versus that Benchy. I wonder if anybody's had any good luck using Octoprint on a HEVO Little Monster. I know you can use it on the Delta, but the smoothie board, I don't know how it works with that. I'll have to look, because that would be nice to me. I would love to be able to just use Octoprint on this printer, because the way the SD cards are is a pain in the butt. Well, right now the only Octoprint I've got that's got a, well, I've got the Octopi, the Pi camera on this one that I'm not using. I don't have a mount that I like for anything that I'm doing. The one on my Mark III that I use for my time lapse that I put on my channel is a Logitech C920. So I think once I get my money situation squared away with the job and all that, I think I will be buying 920s and just regular Pis for each of them. I still have, and I still may do, the Pi Zero on the Mark III. Not sure yet, because in order to do this, then I have to, well, it's got the video board on it. The camera can be on here. AUDSOM brand. Yeah, somebody else said something about that. It's a little more costly than what I want to spend, I think. I actually want to change my main camera from this. No, it's not. You're right. That and the focal links on it and all that crap. It's just crappy. It really is. $25. Really? Let me see. $30. Oh, no. I've got one of these. I've actually got one of these. This is what I use for Skype. It's what I use for the manual focus, right? Yeah, that's what I use for Skype. I want autofocus for my time lapses. And it'd be really great too to have several of these, really. That's true, Matt. That's true. But one reason I want to go away, even from Logitech, I don't mind using Logitech as my main camera, but I want to move away from using the Logitech cams on my extra cameras, because they don't like to work well with each other. Yeah, no, the C920 is a fantastic camera. That's what I use. I've got here hooked up, and that's what I'm using on the time lapses I did. My problem with the time lapse is it's in the living room, so I don't really have a lot of control over lighting in there. I mean, I can turn on the overhead light, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, just multiple Logitechs. Something about their drivers, it just doesn't like multiples. I didn't have a problem with two completely different Logitechs, because I've got the old Orbit. You know, they call it the, they changed it to the conference call camera now, but I've got the original Orbit that sits up on the thing, and it's not bad. It's not a bad camera. It's actually got a good picture, and the tilt and zoom is fantastic. So I want to do some lighting and get the time lapses set up correctly. And I do want to say I appreciate Brian Vines for turning me on to Octolapse. That was pretty cool, because I'd never heard of it, and I saw one of his and I'm like, I got to do that. Yeah, I will absolutely ask him about that, because I really do. Yeah, you have the original Orbit. Yeah, the Orbit was pretty cool. And see, Brian Vines, I didn't have any on my MK3. It worked perfectly. Perfectly. And I didn't do anything with my MK3 on that. So I don't know. I don't know about that at all. Rained hard in Vegas last night. Sweet. If it was raining coins, that'd be better. What's up, Zimmy? Nice time to wake up, my friend. I've actually got the version 2, Matt, which was 1080p. Yeah, no, I've got the 1080p version, which was the version after that one. They changed it all after that first initial one. Yeah, no doubt. I had the original and it was crap. But then they came out with the second edition, dude, and it's friggin' awesome. Zoom and all is friggin' awesome on that thing. Just home from work. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Well, listen, guys, it's been an hour. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, ring the bell. You know how that works. If you want to support the channel, the links are below. Freaking awesome. Just Country Club's awesome anyway. So I appreciate y'all showing up for support. That's the cool thing. But yeah, no, it was absolutely that crappy. My other one's laying right over here on the desk though. I keep it handy. See ya all. Later, Matt. Have a great day. You too, Lightspeed. Oh, a hurricane. You didn't have no hurricane over there. Oh, is it? I thought you commented before. Welcome to the Country Club. Come on, guys. If it's his first time, he gets the welcome. You know how that works. Y'all tell the Lightspeed welcome to the Country Club. Well, I thought you had. That's why I didn't tell him to do it earlier. Hey, Matt, I actually have a camera I'm going to set up for that. I've got security cameras in my house. I thought about just setting that one up just for people to use, and I can do that. Your girl's from South Carolina. You still spelled y'all wrong. You leaving, Brian Vines? You taking off, Brian Vines? Have a great day, sir. Minnesota Maker, did I say good morning to you? Have a great day, Mr. Vines. A great day. No, absolutely not as many cams as John Mack. But I also don't have people that rent rooms in my house either. You know, so there is a difference. There's a lot of difference. But no, I've got several pan, tilt, zoom cameras, but I want to make this one in this room, once I get it put where I want it, public. So you can go in and change it and move it and look around at any time to see what's going on in here. And it'll actually move once I get my new makerspace built, because I am going to do that. I ain't decided how I'm going to fund it yet, but I'm going to do it. I want to build it. I want to build the what's my normal job? I'm a developer, a web developer. C#. I mean, I've been a developer for 23 years. So I start Monday, this coming Monday, on a new job, which will put a halt on my morning coffees, but we'll just shift them to another time. So that's what I do for a living, or what I did do for a living until May, and now I'm going to start doing it again. My contract ended in May. Yeah, you sound like John Mack. What's up, Slug? How are you, my friend? You should have said morning, ladies and gentlemen, and then country. That was it. But, okay. So we've got some things to try on the print. On the print here. So, yeah, Jason, I don't, and I'm a web programmer now, but I pretty much do it all. Whatever needs programming. It doesn't matter. Front end, back end, hardware, it don't matter. Yeah, no, I've never used Cold Fusion. No, this is not a contract. It's a W-2 full-time. No contract. Direct hire. You've been saying that for 20 minutes. It's like me and getting my oil changed. Which I did yesterday. If you follow my Twitter. Got the oil changed yesterday. Wasn't lying. Posted a picture so you didn't believe me. Well, you know, keeping stuff secure is one thing, man, but just keeping up with friggin' technology is the other. You know, it's like the stuff that I went to interview at Microsoft on. Their whole big data, Azure, is changing. So it's changing how the web interacts with it and stuff like that. So that's the problem with all development right now, is the technology moves so fast, and it's been that way forever. Okay, if you don't specialize in something, then it's hard to get a job. It's hard to keep a job. It's like all these guys, they're wanting me to come in and teach .NET Core 2.0. So I'm going to, starting today actually, learn .NET Core 2.0. And then I will go in and we will move along with .NET Core 2.0. Most of their stuff right now is classic ASP. That's what it is. And the last time I did classic ASP was circa 2001. 2002. So classic ASP is still hanging around. It's the majority of their code. Which aggravates me. I mean, I understand not being bleeding edge of technology all the time, but at least keep them relevant. At least keep them close to the current technology. At least close. They don't even do that. Why? Why you need so many cameras? Do you have that many nooks and crannies in your house that can't be watched with 16 cameras? Thank you, Fernando.
Good morning, Kuntry Klub.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much. Good morning, Thomas Elrod. How are you? I just don't know. I don't know how it's. Good place to get a Pi 3 setup. What do you mean? Are you looking to buy one, or are you talking about me setting up one? Buying one, I just get mine off of Amazon. Was it 40 bucks, I think, for the kit, the power supply, heat sinks, and all. Let me see. The 3B Plus Canna kit. I'm trying to find it. Why don't it come up first? Unless they're out. Nope, right there. With the power supply, the everything is $48.99. Trying to see, I don't think there's another one. Well, there are, but that comes with a keyboard and all, screen, everything. You can get everything, 7-inch touch screen, everything for $179. Yeah, that's true. Well, you can get the Pi Zero for $10, but depends on what you're doing with it. I mean, the Pi Zero just doesn't have the same power that the 3B Plus has. I mean, you needing Bluetooth? I mean, what are you needing? You want to run cameras? I mean, I really don't know what you're looking for, Mr. Buttram or Zimmy, whatever Zimmy's looking for. And you're right, you can get them from Adafruit pretty cheap. I mean, $30-something, I think, just for the board itself. The reason I say Amazon is because you can get it. Normally you can find the board for 30 bucks. I think it's 42 on here. Well, there's other buying choices for $36.99. Well, yeah. You can run a hub on it though, Glenn. I think you can plug a hub into it. It would be better if it was a powered hub. Yeah, no, I would get the 3B Plus for that, man. I really would. Yeah, you're adding money to it then. You're right, Glenn. You are absolutely right. But the 3B Plus is what you need to get. Just get it. I mean, don't second guess yourself if you're going to get it. Good morning, Don. How are you, my friend? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, it's I like the 3B Plus. I haven't had any problems with it yet. But I also like my regular Pi. One for the printer and one for the camera. That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm using as well. Lightspeed. I've got a 3B Plus on my Pi, on my Mark III. I thought about putting the all right, brother. I thought about putting the Pi Zero W on it just so I could have Octoprint on it. But I'm still not sure. I'm still not 100% sure That's what I want to do. Just not sure that that's what I want to do. Fernando, don't let him kid you. With construction and traffic, about an hour and 20 minutes. And then if you get behind some of the golf carts down it, which it ain't that time of year, so you should be good. Not the way you drive. I hear you. I hear you. Construction be damned. No, I understand, Glenn. I drive the same way, my friend. I drive the same way. That's true, 3D Matter Makers. You can do that. I did 4, but I don't know what it done to my Pi, but it doesn't work like it's supposed to anymore. It's still over here. It's still plugged in. It's plugged into the network. But I get nothing. Nothing at all. Why? What's better in AstroPrint than in Octoprint, Jason? What's better in AstroPrint? That's what I never understood. Because AstroPrint you have to buy. What does it give you that, other than a prettier interface, I think, what does it give you that Octoprint doesn't give you? Just for conversation. I mean, because, you know, I have no idea. Oh. Whew. Gotta quit staying up so late. It's free. Can't you? Oh, you can take what mobile? Well, you can take Octoprint mobile too if you patch it through your router. I could have swore when I looked at it, it wasn't. You can sign up for a free account. But I don't. How do you offer cloud services for free? Yeah, no, and I know there's some of those on Android especially that you can. It's free if you run in the Pi. I got you. So you can run a local copy for free, but the cloud version that lets you do all the stuff that you want to do, you have to pay for. I got you. Volume, volume, volume. Well, the thing is, if you're not getting paid for volume, it doesn't really make a damn how many you have. Yeah, Glenn, and I think that all you have to do is have your API key that you get from Octoprint, and it works just as much. Oh, I got you. So that's it. That's how they fund all the free ones, is by selling capacity on the cloud. Which, and I'm gonna tell you, is a legit thing, because, like me, especially setting up this Hypercube EVO, I sliced so many different models on it, and you know, the list gets so long that you got to scroll and scroll and scroll and get to the bottom. So basically what I'll do is click them all and hit zip, and it'll zip them up, and then I download them, and then I wipe them all out, and then I start over. So yeah, with that cloud functionality, Well, yeah, you can actually. That's what I was saying. If you forward a port to your Octoprint IP address, you can use it outside just like you're sitting at the house. So yes, you actually can get full Octoprint outside of your home network. You just have to set it up and make it secure yourself. So yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Mine's port forwarded to the outside, so all I have to do is hit a port on my router, and it takes me directly to the web interface for the Octoprint, and it works perfectly. Well, no, that same thing. You know, you give it each a port. That will work. Well, you do, 3D Matter Makers. You have to. It takes a little work. Do a video on that? I can do that. Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't DMZ anything. Absolutely not. You port forward directly to the port. And with multiple Octoprint instances, you have to remember what port that you put it on anyway. You know, so even if you're doing multiple Octoprints from in your house, you still have to know that you have to put colon whatever port after. You just forward that port to that port from the outside, and you do it exactly the same. So, and I make it easy because, you know, I have a domain name that comes to my house. So I have a domain name that I can use. I don't even have to remember an IP address. It points at my house. So when I use that, it sends all the stuff here. So I don't even have to remember my IP address, which I do because I've had it for 10 years. Well, Matter Makers, and that, you know, that's where you have to do what you got to do, because you can get, I mean, you can get a basic wireless router to hook in between those two. I do. I pay $9 a month for a static IP. I do. You can use a, what is it, DNS or whatever it is. Yeah, you set up a separate router. I mean, it's that simple. And then all you have to do is forward and basically just open up your modem so that everything passes through. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, DDNS. But you can make it so that your modem doesn't handle anything and just passes everything straight through to your router, and then you can do whatever you want to with your router. And especially if you load something like DDWRT, you know, the third-party software, if your router supports it, which all of mine do, then you've got, you know, a $2,000 router for, you know, the cheapest setup. So that's the way I've been running mine for years. It's the way all my servers were. Well, that's true, John Mack. I don't ever use 80. I actually use, you know, ports that are completely outside the realm of what you would think of to use, but it's really simple. Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly right, Glenn. Exactly right. Yeah, so 8080 to 8081 to 80 on another one. You know, yeah, right. So, I mean, you just got to learn a little bit about port forwarding and, you know, invest in a router that'll handle it. Now, if you're really serious about wanting that functionality, it's really not that big of a cost. Because most routers come with the ability already. You don't have to have third-party software or anything. Most of them come with the ability already to forward in numerous ports. Because you like to do things the hard way. That's right. You can, John Matt. There's just no need to get fancy with it. A DDNS and a port forwarding router at your house. Then you can have a domain name and forward the ports and be done. It's that simple. Well, that's the thing. If you're using after, I have the Linksys AC 1900s, the WRT 1900 ACs. I think is the actual brand, the nomenclature, but it's just the Linksys 1900 AC routers. And if you can get them off of eBay, it's probably one of the most solid routers, minus the 54G that Linksys came out with. Yeah, just I all of mine run DDWRT, all of them. And I've got 3 in the house. Morning, Ricky Tanner. Slept late, did we? So, there's 3 of those in my house that cover, I've got, what, 6 wireless networks in here? Got one for the switches. Got one for the lights. I've got one for company that comes over to connect to. I've got my personal that I use. And then I've got one that the girls and them use. So, yeah, DDWRT is the bomb diggity. I don't know that right now there's anything better out as far as the cheaper for the routers there are. $100 for 3 Ethernet ports. Wow. That's your gigabit throughput though, right, Glenn? It's really... because I don't use a wire router. Right? I've actually got 4 WRT 54Gs out in my shed. Morning, Mr. Norab. How are you? Mr. Baron Buckheister's in the house. But yeah, that's yeah, it's all gigabit stuff. Man, I love that name. I wish my parents had to name me that. I could just see people trying to pronounce that. What's up, well, later? Well, that may be so. That may be so. Well, the way I've got mine is I've got my Linksys routers, and then I've got hubs that just give me extra ports. I've got 5 24-port hubs in here. They handle all the traffic in my house very well. Actually, 1, 2, 3 24-point hubs. They're all gigabit hubs because the Linksys, the AC 1900s, I think, are gigabit ports. I think, yeah, 5 gigabit ports. So, I don't know. They were, Slug, you are correct. I mean, that was the best router you could buy for a long period of time. You know, and I've been told by other people, hey, you need to get this whatever router or this whatever router and you'll get better speeds and all that stuff. I don't max out what mine are now. I was very disappointed to find out that the Duet Wi-Fi will not do AC network. Don't get you started. I hear you. I hear you, Chris Riley. No, we're just talking about wireless routers. People wanting to access Octoprint. Maybe Goober would be good for me. I got you. But it was getting Octoprint from outside. and we were talking about port forwarding and getting a, you know, a decent cheap router like the Linksys WRT AC 1900 ACs that you can put DDWRT on, and, you know, port forward as much as you want to whatever you want, and then you got full access to your Octoprint from outside your home network. Yeah, the power over Ethernet's okay. I don't really need power over Ethernet to anything, but I was looking at some of the cameras that need the power over Ethernet at one time, but I really didn't want to run the wires. And I do have a box. I got a box right down here of Cat 6 cable in case I need an extra run. So when I get my workshop built, I'm probably going to build it off the back of the house, actually, as another room. And then tie into the duct work up underneath here to add air conditioner to it. Ha! Got him, Glenn. Got him. Made it back in time for the end. You did, Carl. How about that? But of course, 5 cats wasn't enough. Actually, 2 cats is too damn many. But since we do have Chris Riley in here, and he's not on vacation, he's just on vacation from YouTube, not wanting to talk to any of us at all. Thanks, man. You know, and I said earlier, Chris, about the interview, and it did go well. But it's really hard to interview Daniel because there's so much stuff on the internet about him. He's been doing this for so long. And his website is a plethora of information. It really is. It really is. So, it's really hard to come up with questions for Daniel Noré. Okay, Don. Why are you yelling? Don's yelling at everybody. Well, yes and no, Joe Paddock. I agree and I disagree. One thing I am going to do is my Fire Stick that's in my bedroom. That's okay. I am going to get one of the Ethernet adapters for that because I am sick and tired of the buffering in my bedroom when I'm trying to watch a movie. So we'll be doing that. It is, Chris Riley. It completely is. Because I was looking, man, I was looking through. He has 0 models for sale. None. Anywhere. It does, Joe Paddock, it does. But I was looking so hard to try to find something off of the beaten path to talk about, and there's really not. It's all on his website. I mean, if you want to learn about Daniel Noré, go to his website and just go down through his timeline. He's got links to interviews. He's got links to his projects. He's got links to everything on Thingiverse that he's got out there. And I think he's got like 3 accounts on Thingiverse. And if you're not following them all, you're missing designs. Ah, dude, I've got a 1980 mobile home. You want to talk about wiring? Really? Yeah. Hell no, if they go microwave something right now, my whole power in here is going down. That's in the kitchen. This is the back bedroom. Yeah, right. I hear you. I hear you. Privately built homes, especially in the 50s. We lived in one in Georgia. It was my wife's grandmother's home. And it was a piecemeal house. It started off as a little bitty square. Then they walled in the back porch to make a room. And then they walled in the front porch to make a room. And it was just, you know, whatever pieces of lumber they had. There weren't even any really solid 2x4s in the wall. It was some pieced together and then scabbed, you know, on the side. So I understand that completely, Carl. And the cool thing with me is I built houses and I was an electrician for a while. So I understand wiring. I mean, I can run 3-way switches without even having to look at a wiring diagram, you know. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she'll be able to kick your ass too, Jason. But till the queen gets home. Till the queen gets home, I understand. I do. All right, Chris Riley, since you're in here, you ready? You got to be looking. You got to be watching your camera. Because I'm going to ask you now. Let me know you're still here. I know, right? I get you. All right. So, I finally got my small columns working on the Hypercube. As you can see, there's still a little bit of ringing. Let me try to get a little closer on the small circular columns. Okay, I think I can work that out. What I don't get is this at the top of the wings, and I'm sure that you have done enough to know what that is, because if you look right down here on the back and stuff like that, there's none of that. And this thing is printing nicely, but just up here, I'm going to reslice and try to do things. I'm trying to turn it to catch the light so you can see all of that. I don't know what the heck's going on. Morning, Josh. How are you, buddy? How are you? But the way I got my things is I kept printing this until I got my columns correct. And even on there, you can see there's a little bit of ringing on there, so I need to figure that out. They're not. They're solid. I've got auto bed leveling on this. There's no bounce in that bed whatsoever. Believe me. I'm not using Z-lift on any of them. No Z-lift whatsoever. The Z-lift is turned off on these completely. Yeah, once I got the auto leveling working, Carl, I leveled it, but I leveled it to the tightness of the springs as much as I could tighten them. You know, I had to back off of one corner just a little bit to give, but it's still, for the nozzle to compress it, it would be making problems, you know. Way more than that. It would be breaking stuff off. So yeah, I compress those as much as possible just to get the bed level. You know, the initial leveling, and then I use the bed leveling from there. But no Z-lift at all. And you know, we were talking about, and you know, here's the thing, Chris. Daniel came up, or he gave me the reason why the Benchy is so prolific and why everybody uses it for testing, and it's a great reason. It's because, like you, how many Benchies have you printed? A couple hundred? How many Benchies have been printed across the internet? Bunches. So when you say I have a problem and you show a Benchy, somebody out there has had that problem in that spot on a Benchy, and they can tell you, well, this is what I did to get it corrected. And it's good to use the same model ambiguously across the internet. And that's why the tree frog also, you know, is so good. So I am going to definitely try the temperature changes on the HEVO little monster. and I am going to try a couple of things people have said here, like outside in layers. I don't know that that's going to make a difference, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to rotate this and redo it. It just takes 6 hours to print. That's the only thing. But the neck and all that, this stuff is awesome. Well, that's true, Josh, and that's the one cool thing about having a test print that everybody uses, is that then you can share that knowledge. You know, if we're all using different prints to test our stuff, then yeah. I do not. This is a 250% benchy, and that's only on the TEVO. Okay. And I need to print a regular size benchy on the TEVO. I haven't done it. May do one of those this morning. I also need to write a standard script for a temperature tower. Alright, can I see if I can get you one here? Or do you want like a camera shot of it? Because I can get it in this if I can get it to focus. And get the light on it just right. It's just some banding. It's not massive. You can see it on the back wing there better, actually, in the focus there. And you notice that it started, you know, up, and then right there in the neck on there you can see it as well. It's just a little bit of banding. The Delta is working. The Delta is absolutely working. I want to run, this is the benchy, this is my last benchy off of the TEVO. Yeah, and that's right. They aren't stacked very well. That's right. It's like they're off just a little bit. And I thought it might be Z-wobble, but they're not captured, except there's one on each side. You know what I mean? So I guess they could be pushing against each other if they're bent somewhat. And that's one reason I want to get integrated lead screws as well. But yeah, this is the latest benchy off of the TEVO. As you can see, I've got a little bit here. But the stringing was almost gone on this. I need to work on some of the... I need to line up all of the start points, because they aren't lined up here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to reprint this at a lower temperature, I think. I'm going to try. And that's exactly what Daniel said last night, Apocalypse Survivor, was that about the proliferation of the model. Just to let y'all know, at 2 o'clock today, I've got to go finish my I-9 paperwork for the job that I start on Monday. So apparently I passed my drug test I didn't study for, and I passed my background check, which is very surprising. I'm boring. But, so anyway, yeah, that's happening today. Start that job on Monday. I think I'm going to wear my Prusa shirt to turn in my I-9 stuff today. So I might do that, Chris Riley. That's what I was wondering, was about the thin-walled stuff, because it's not super thin, and down at the bottom it's almost as thin as at the top. So that was another thought I had. It is an awesome shirt. I got this one at Earth. I don't know if you got one or not. I'm pretty sure Shane from Prusa hooked me up at Earth. So I'm going to get some STLs. I am going to build a Bondtech extruder. I'm pretty sure that we might be able to take care of that. I'm going to build a Bondtech extruder, I think, for the TEVO little monster. I think. A Bowden Bondtech system. I believe I'm going to do that. And I like the TEVO extruder. I like the Titan extruder. I'm not gonna deny that. The Titan extruder works really well. So I will use that. But I've got to. Hey, we finally broke 30 on the viewers. That's pretty cool. But I want to finish getting the Hypercube EVO locked in, because this thing when it gets done, it's so quiet and it's fast and it prints so well, and that friggin' board and interface is just so easy to use, so easy to update. I wish they had a camera that you could plug into it. I wish they had some plugins that you could do with the web interface. They don't, but dude, it's still so friggin' awesome. That's true, Carl. That is true, man. When you put those two gears together, I promise you, if you tied it to the spool holder on the Prusa, it would snap that thing. Or it would snap the filament. Slug, it is going to be awesome. It really is. Really is going to be awesome. And if you have any questions about the firmware or anything, I'm pretty sure I can answer some of your questions. That may be true. That may be true. Carl, that, you know, it may not be the greatest thing that's happening. But right now, it's friggin' awesome. The Bondtech on the, and I'm sure Chris Riley can pop in here. If he took a 2-week vacation, that would mean another week. But I think the next video we should get from Chris will be a live stream. That would be awesome. A live stream from Chris Riley building a kick-ass printer. I think that would be cool. Well, you may have it a little too tight there, Chris Riley. Loosen it up. Well, and that's the thing, Slug. Every now and again, on a printer, you just need to say, screw it. I'm going to build it right from the get-go. And it's like my Hypercube. I love my printed Hypercube, and it works great. Okay? I want to build another one out of aluminum. I want to build it rock solid, and I want to build it bigger. Tomorrow night. That is tomorrow night. What time, Chris Riley? Go ahead and post that time out there. Robbie Mack. It's called your hands, man. That's called your hands. And they already have one of those. 6 Eastern. Y'all quit posting to Discord. I've already asked you. The baby's asleep in there and you're dinging my laptop. Wait till after the show and let me go turn it off in there. Because you wake that baby up, she's been asleep all night. Or up and down all night with a fever. So, just wait. Wait on the Discord stuff. So, all right, cool. But anyway, and it's not much. Alien 3D. Chris Riley has his own printer. It's called the Log Printer. That was his printer. I think with the changes that Glenn made to his based on Sanjay's looks, that will be a unique printer. I think that's cool. Oh, you want Christopher Riley to build you one? That would kind of, how much grip do you think you could get? How tight do you think you'd have to put those wheels to make that happen? Carl? Well, I mean, how tight do you think you'd have to make that happen? I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be cool. Because it couldn't do anything but help. You know, get the gear, the teeth marks off your filament to slide through a Bowden tube. You have it drawn on a bar napkin. A pizza printer 7 feet tall, or just a regular printer 7 feet tall? That's true. Probably. No pizza printer in the works yet. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know about 7 feet tall, but I really do want to build the one we talked about, Chris Riley. Lots of people, Robbie Mack. Lots and lots of people would want a 7 foot tall pizza. Lots of people. Alright guys, it's 9:58. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Just let me know why. Tell me why you don't like it. Quit being a wuss. Because there's a wuss out there watching my videos giving it thumbs down. Quit being a wuss. And tell me what you don't like. If you don't like me, stop watching. Move along. Anyway, you know how to support the channel. It's down below. Slug, quit posting to Discord. But have a great day. Treat each other with respect, how you want to be treated. And we'll see you tomorrow.